Some have even argued that Jesus couldn't have risen again because Jesus didn't really die.
It's not completely crazy. We do know that even in the modern world, sometimes people are pronounced dead and they wake up afterwards.
In fact, it happened just last year when this grandmother in Thailand who'd been declared dead came back to life inside her own coffin shortly before her scheduled cremation.
So this happens. It happened in the ancient world. It's theoretically possible.
That's why he wasn't there, because he shook it off and he left.
Rub a little dirt on it, right? Look, we can posit possibilities, but historians have to go with probabilities. You've got Jesus who had been scourged, which was a very brutal process. Then a person was hung up on a cross. They had been weakened by the scourging. It was very difficult to breathe.
And of course, there is the stabbing of Jesus while on the cross.
Yeah, exactly. It is. These people who crucified him, they were professional executioners. And they were supposed to take a person off the cross only after this person had died.
Even if Jesus had survived, what would he look like just a couple of days later? He would not convince them he was the risen Prince of Life. Alive, yes. Risen, not a chance. So the historian must conclude that Jesus was crucified and the process killed him.
Another exotic explanation for the empty tomb comes from a phenomenon that's been documented among Tibetan monks. It's called accelerated decomposition.
And there's a very old tradition that certain masters who have reached a state of sanctity will, upon death, dissipate. You can go on the internet and see a couple of what look like shrunken corpses, right? Other times they just leave some hair and fingernails, and then other times everything is gone.
The conditions were such that he decayed at a very rapid rate, and that is why they didn't really find anything meaningful in the tomb.
Well, we do have some accounts of some Buddhist monks, shamans, who seem to decay quickly, called rainbow bodies, but over a 2 or 3 day period, and then it's gone. There's not a single example of anything like that.
But conservative scholars like Professor Licona say the case for the resurrection is built on much, much more than just an empty tomb.
What's the strongest evidence?
The appearances. It was the appearances that really made the difference.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.